Hello, this is Michelle Barr. Welcome to Chakra Money Map Challenge Day 2. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can go back and get Day 1 and get caught up, because this is going to be progressive, where we're going to start stacking and we're going to work from one. Hi, welcome. Come on in. We're going to work through this and everything is going to build on the day before, but you can jump in at any time and then you can go back and catch up, and you're going to be building a practice. I'm going to remind you of a few things today. First of all, I am Michelle Barr. I am founder and creator of SpeakForYourBusiness.com and SoulMessageExpress.com. Hi, it's great to see you. Come on in. There are lots of journeys you can take through the chakras. So I'm really asking you to be focused that we're going to take a journey through the chakras around money. You can journey through the chakras as a whole with one focused intent or a word or a theme or a concept. And then you can also journey through one chakra and go really deep and see what's there. We're taking a journey through the entire chakra system focused on money. A lot of things are going to come up, and I want you to take everything and apply it to the context of money, even if it doesn't make sense right at first. Money is not everything, but money touches everything in your life and in this world, in our physical world. And that's what we're focusing on, is bringing that energy that we have created into the form of money into our lives in a way that is balanced and flowing and that supports us while we go out and be us in the world and do our work in the world, whatever that is. I want to remind you that the chakras are both energy centers and levels of consciousness. So we're going to be working physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually with each energy center in the body. And this is not just a process of me talking to you, talking at you, training. I'm doing clearing, healing, and resolving energy work during our time together. I'm also giving you some practices and some action steps for you to take out into the world. So I'm doing this in 8 days straight to give you the whole view, to get the energy moving. I'm an energy worker. I can read energy, move energy, and manage energy. And I'm going to get the energy moving and tell you what to do. And then you can move forward and keep working with this for the next 30 days and beyond and see what comes up for you. Know that every time we interact like this, the energy is moving, and that energy will stay with you. You might notice it in your dreams. You might notice it in the way you feel. If a lot's coming up for you or you're clearing a lot of stuff, you might want to pay attention. Am I tired? Am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Do I need more quiet than usual? What is calling to me? And really honor that. The deep inner work works on so many levels, and it touches us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And we're especially in this day 2 working with the second chakra. The sacral chakra is a lot about emotions, and I'm really going to get into that. I brought up some universal guiding principles yesterday. I have 9 universal guiding principles that guide my life and guide my business, and you can get those at 9universalguidingprinciples.com, 9universalguidingprinciples.com, and I brought up a few of them, and I'll just remind you quickly that everything is energy. You are an energetic being in energetic exchange with the universe and everyone and everything in it. Energy flows where attention goes. What we resist persists. Pay close attention to what you are focusing on, thinking about, feeling. We're going to talk about the feeling today. Everything counts. Everything matters. Your journey internally, externally, everything that shows up in your life. And a choice point exists in every moment. And our life is literally shaped by the series of choices we make along the way. Thank you for the hearts. Yes. One thing for you to really recognize as we're working today is that whole thing about not being a victim and being a creator of our own life and taking responsibility for that. Shifting in perspective and perception from victim to creator. And as I said yesterday, it's a continuum. You're not totally victim. You're not totally creator and jumping from here to here. It's a continuum, and I worked my way through it. I was raised in a very victim mentality, and I was stuck there for a long time, and I spun all kinds of stories and crisis and drama and trauma and doom and gloom, and I had to really retrain and reprogram myself, and I had an intense spiritual awakening where I realized the more I take responsibility for my life, the more power I have, and I'm really a powerful creator. And all that crap that was going on in my life, I created it. During that spiritual awakening, I woke up one day suddenly, spirit touching me, thank God, and I said, oh my gosh, who created this? What is this I'm living? Oh wait, I did. And I changed the trajectory of my entire life, and I've come back to do that time and time again, and I'm still a work in progress. That's how powerful this is. The other thing to recognize, the law of attraction is always on. It always exists, whether you believe in it or not, whether you're actively working with it or not. So it's not something you can just spend time on here and there and get consistent results. It's always working. So sometimes I see people, a common mistake or misconception, setting aside time to meditate or journal or say their affirmations or attend a workshop, and then they step right back into living their life with their limiting beliefs, toxic patterns, toxic relationships, bad habits, and unhealthy patterns. And those things are driving their bus, and this is so important. In the second chakra, we're going to talk about it, because then they wonder why the law of attraction doesn't work for them. So here we are diving in with the intention of focusing on our sacral chakra, which holds our emotional consciousness. The life lessons involve lessons of our emotional management and our emotional mastery and creative self-expression. Life lessons involve blame, guilt, manifesting money, prosperity, sex, power, control, the very base of your creativity, your sociability, your relationships and your partnerships. Pow, you can see what a loaded chakra this is. And I had to do a lot of work on my sacral chakra in my lifetime. So I really know this one. Love and money energies come from the same place. Really get that. Love and money energies come from the same place. And they're tripled with creativity. Love, money, creativity. They all come from the same place. They all come from that vital life force energy. Something that comes into play here is deserving. I challenge you, I urge and encourage you to really look at where you feel you're deserving and where you feel you're not deserving. And what of that did you take on that's not even yours, that's from your lineage, that's in your DNA, that's been programmed and overlaid onto you? Even things that we don't realize where families have instilled. People in our family don't have that. People in our family don't do that. People in our family can't be that. People in our family always. People in our family never. And it's simply not true. This chakra deals with pleasure, sexuality, creativity, self-esteem, pleasures and frustrations. Where are you denying yourself pleasure in life? Where have you shut that down? We were created as sensual beings in a physical body. We have all these senses and all this in the world physically to experience. I was at a retreat one time with some mentors that have really helped me in my own journey that I love. And they were talking to us about this very thing, about life force energy, about sexual energy that can be transmuted into creative energy, very powerful energy. And I see this come up a lot. They were talking to all the healers in the room, and they were saying, when was the last time you had sexual pleasure? You're seeing a lot of this rise up in the marketplace right now, almost oversaturated, but there's a reason. And so one woman was really getting triggered, and she was saying, you know, I have lots of relationships, close relationships with my 2 sons. I have good friends and all these things. And you could tell she was fighting to stay shut down. And they said, we're talking specifically. Look how we're designed. This pleasure within us that erupts and literally creates life. There's plenty out there on this, and I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole with this, but it is something for you to look at. There's a lot to it about shutting down our creativity, our sexuality, our pleasure. I talk a lot to my clients in my community about bad habits where you start being so motivated by pain instead of being motivated by pleasure. And the huge shift my life took when I stopped waiting to get in extreme pain to move me, and I started consciously walking and then running toward my pleasure. So now I am motivated by purpose and pleasure. And I love this because Carla's saying this was just in conversations she was having. Spot on, yes. It's an important conversation to have, and with healers and helpers and intuitives and empaths more than anyone. Sensitive people. We've shut this down a lot of times because we feel everybody and it can get overwhelming, so we shut it all down. This is learning about managing your emotions, mastering your emotions, and using them as the superpower they are, opening up and protecting yourself at the same time. Your emotional state of being affects your money. Get this. This is a shift for you. Your emotional state of being affects your money. Tony Robbins has a great quote that I see all the time, and I love it. And I don't have it right in front of me because I'm just thinking of it. I didn't know I was going to bring it up to you, but I love how that is. Anyway, he talks about he's found in all his years and all his tremendous success, it was in managing his state of being that created the most success. And I'm seeing this in my own life. Yes, I need strategies. I need coaches. I need advisors. I need teaching and training. But once I have that and I'm applying it out in the world, who I am being is paramount. Managing your state of being. And I'm going to give you some tools for that today that are invaluable. This is the center where you create. This is the center where you process creative energy into physical things. Using that energy, channeling that energy. This is also where you process lots of different emotions around money. They hang out here. A healthy second chakra, sacral chakra, will be able to transform the energy of money into actual physical money. Money starts as a spiritual energy. We've got to make peace with it. We're carrying around so much garbage about money. It's crazy. And it is affecting us so much. There are 2 charts for you to refer to. One is a chart, an emotional guidance chart created by Abraham Hicks. You can look that up, and it looks like a spiral and also a chart, and it shows you all the emotions, from despair being the lowest vibrating emotion to joy. Joy is the highest vibration to manifest from. When you can manage your emotional state of being and master that, you can manifest so much more quickly. The times I have manifested so quickly and so easily are those times when I had pure desire followed by pure delight, where I didn't have a lot of junk, a lot of issues around deserving. I didn't have a lot of stuff, and I just lit up with, that would be delightful. That would bring me such joy. And boom, it would show up. And I realized there's something here. And yes, you can't jump straight from despair to joy, but you reach for the next highest feeling, and you reach for the next highest feeling. And this is something you do. Abraham Hicks also teaches you this great tool called 17 seconds, 68 seconds, where the longer you can hold a vibrational state like that and you just start practicing, you will manifest more and more. And guess what else happens? The more you hold your body in those higher vibrational states, you have less illness, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, less crap showing up in your life. This is a lifelong practice. It still can get me, but things that would have 10 years ago, 20 years ago, thrown me in a ditch for days, weeks, months, for long periods of time, now I process through them and I go, that's my crap, and I don't do that anymore, and I get out of them. The other one is a chart you can find in Power versus Force. It's a great book. Power versus Force, David Hawkins. You can Google these and just find the chart. I find them all the time online for free. And he actually measured these different vibrations and shows, again, from despair to joy. And they each use some different words, but it's the same formula and the same concept. And he actually shows how the majority of our civilization is living constantly in these very low vibrations, what he calls under 200. And working your way up. And then what he shows as the Christ Buddha energy, that highest vibrational energy of 1,000 and everything in between. It's fascinating. And Abraham Hicks shows these two spirals, how you can start spiraling up and how you can also spiral down. These are tools for you to work with. Print them out, put them on your screen, hang them on the wall, and start working with them, because emotion is energy in motion. These are vibrations, and the universe responds to our vibration. Very important. So learning about these lower vibrating energies, using these two charts, the Abraham Hicks Emotional Guidance System chart and the Power versus Force David Hawkins chart. This also gets into the law of giving and receiving and how it's been shown to me, and I teach on it. I do meditations on this. Thank you so much, Carla. I see this as a river. And we're standing in the river. So we're standing knee deep in the river, and everybody who stepped into the river, there's a flow. We are both giving and receiving at the same time. There is a law of giving and receiving. Deepak Chopra spoke a lot of it, and it looks like the infinity. We are meant to be giving and receiving all the time. And a lot of times people have shut off one or the other, and you can probably identify the people that have shut off giving or shut off receiving. We are always teacher and student. We always have something to give and something to receive. And here's what I saw a lot. People standing on the banks of the river, sitting on their gifts, and they're shouting out into the river, I need what you have to offer, and if you'll just give it to me, if you'll just give me what I need, once I have what I need, I'll step into the river and I'll start giving back. And it never works. And they stay broke and sick and struggling, not realizing they have to step into the river and give. Once I actually started doing my healing work in the world, everything changed spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Financially, everything changed. And the more I give out into the world, the more comes back to me. Remember, I shared yesterday, this is key for this entire journey. The amount of money in your bank account, the amount of money flowing into your life, the amount of money you have and have coming into you is not a reflection of your value or worth. You are a divine spark, a precious child of God. It is a reflection of the value based on what you came here to do, what you're made to do, and what you have inside of you. It is a reflection of the value you are offering out into the world. And I can say that I have applied this in my life, and I absolutely will stand behind it. Some of you are working jobs you hate. I've had clients like this that I've helped come out of those jobs. And not only do they start making more money, love comes in their life, their marriages get better, their children thrive, they get new homes, they get new jobs, they get all these things. Because this is about you showing up and providing that value out into the world. Here is the shift for this chakra. I am responsible for my emotional management, and I am the creator of my life and the creator of my experience. Emotional management is an absolute necessity. Emotional mastery is even better if you choose to reach for that. Some of the things you're thinking and saying that just take up residence here. I'm a failure. I lack focus. I can't do this. I'm not good at fill in the blank. I can't handle it. I'll get overwhelmed. I don't have what it takes. I don't have all the answers. I won't be able to handle it. I will spread myself too thin, because you're out of balance with your giving and receiving. Wherever you give, someone is going to give to you to support you. You have to let that in. I'm the queen for so long. I'll do it myself. I'll do it all. Now I get help, so I can be and do my brilliance in the world and let other people benefit for doing what they want to do in the world. I can't sell myself. I'll never make good money at this business. This won't work for my business. I need to learn more. I have to work too hard to succeed. It won't be easy for me. I don't know enough. And you concluded, I am not able. I am not able. But remember, our shift is I am responsible for my emotional management, and I am the creator of my life and of my experience. And we say we believe in a divine creator and a divinely orchestrated experience. That includes all of it all the time. And I talked to you all yesterday about constrictive thinking versus expansive thinking. So again, getting all those beliefs. I don't know enough. I can't do enough. I'll be too overwhelmed, and you shut down. Constrictive thinking versus expansive thinking. In a minute, we're going to be doing some clearing and healing around this. And I mentioned yesterday, I have some go-to clearing and healing tools, and I'm going to pick from them this week and use them. Access Consciousness, the One Command, Theta Healing, Sacred Soul Alignment, Ho'oponopono, and Matrix Energetics. You don't have to know anything about them, but some people do, and so I like to let you know. I find that whenever you get out there and you start dreaming your dreams, setting your goals and intentions and reaching for more and better and bigger, Everything that is not in alignment with that rises up to be cleared, healed, and resolved. So things are going to rise up during our time together, during this work together, to be cleared, healed, and resolved. And we're going to do some of it on here, and then I'm going to give you those tools. Here are some fears that you hold in this chakra. Notice which ones you're feeling or can relate to. I am afraid no one will want what I have. I am afraid of getting hurt. I am afraid to be visible. I am afraid to be vulnerable. I am afraid of losing it all. I am afraid of having it all. I am afraid to show the real me. I am afraid of not being accepted. I am afraid of being rejected. I am afraid I can't learn how to do it. I am afraid of being wrong. I am afraid of making mistakes. Explore. Are you expressing yourself creatively? Are you acting on inspiration? I wrote a book, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Taking Action, and it's all about taking inspired action, acting on it. Where are you blocking yourself? Shutting yourself down? Are you doing things for you? Taking care of you? This work and your life requires self-care, and sometimes, often, extreme self-care. And again, it will come back to you. Where have you created resistance that is showing up in your emotions? Practice pleasure, sensual experiences, using all your senses, creating something, connecting to your creativity. And when I say sensual and using all your senses, that can mean very physical. That can mean sexual. It also means taking the time to taste something you love eating. Every day when I'm at home working, I set my computer aside, I make myself a meal, I plate my food, and I sit down. And a lot of times I'll watch a movie or show I have recorded, or I will read some fiction because I love fiction, and I've added it back in because I missed it. I was reading so many business books, and I added it back in. Listen to music that makes you happy. Go outdoors, listen to nature. Walk around with your bare feet in the earth. Get in water. Water touching my skin, listening to water, smelling the ocean. All of that makes me so happy. It's fun that as you're watching me, and you've probably seen a lot of times I have this picture behind me, and it fits in today. Because my husband has always loved to paint. His mother's a painter, and he has always loved to paint. And he was told very young, that's not responsible. Men don't do that. That's not how you take care of your family. And he had this gift, but he went on to do other things. And he is doing what he is made to do. But that artist doesn't go away. That creativity doesn't go away. And he'd always say, I'm so busy. We have all these little kids we're raising, and my job's demanding. And then in the middle of all that, he went back to school to further his education, to get a better job. And all of that is much appreciated. Absolutely. And at the same time, this would call to him, but he had reasons he couldn't do it and wouldn't do it. And one time, he got laid off from his job, and this doesn't even happen in the industry he works in. And all of a sudden he had all this downtime, and he had this huge drive. Well, I've got to find a job, and I've got to make money. I've got to take care of the children. I've got to take care of everything and everyone. It would not be responsible to use any of this time. And I said, you've always wanted this time, and now you have it. And I know you'll do the right thing. Just take a little time. And he went to the store, and he just opened up, and he just lit up, and he bought canvases and paints, and he set up some space, and he started painting. And at this time, I had just recently opened my business, and it was a local healing center. And I was doing energy healing work and teaching and just really feeling my way into myself. And he said, I painted this picture for you, and it represents what your work, the work you do, feels like to me. And this is that painting, and I love it. And it hung in my healing center in my office, and now it hangs in my office. And what I want you to know is when my husband really tapped in and expressed that creativity, that's when he attracted the job of his dreams, the job that had been elusive, the job that he could not get, so he kept going back and taking these lesser jobs to support the family. He got the job, which was way more money. He loved it more, and it was because he opened his creativity and he used it. He didn't have to even sell the paintings. He just had to express that and let that back in his life. That is second chakra. Great example. So here are your actions for this chakra. Treat yourself to something this week that you would not normally buy for yourself or do for yourself, and experience joy and gratitude. No guilt or shame. I do this on a regular basis. I take myself out to lunch or dinner. I take myself to movies. I take myself on trips. I have spiritual retreats. Get in the habit of doing this. The more you can be in joy, the more you will create and manifest. Monitor and track your emotions and practice reaching for the next highest feeling and then holding it for 17 seconds and 68 seconds. Google 17 seconds, 68 seconds, and you'll get the whole exercise that I was talking about. Raise your rates or ask for a raise. Add little joy to your life every day. Is there a course you want to take for fun and joy? This is so important. When I have clients come to me and they tell me, I'm here and I want a life like this, and they have this misperception and misconception that I'm going to be here until I get this, and it's more like here and here and here and here. Reach for the next highest feeling. I teach them to start by adding little bitty joy. Whatever brings them joy, you have time. And if you don't, then you have a really serious issue. Time to add a little joy to your life every day. And what happens is if you add the joy and you stay in pure joy and you say, I love this. Yes, thank you, universe. Give me this and give me more. And you send that joy and that desire out there, more joy will start coming. More opportunities for joy, but not while you're down here telling the story of why you don't have joy in your life and why you don't have time and why you're the martyr and you're self-sacrificing and everybody else always needs you. I see people almost get to the threshold of adding a little joy in their life, and then a parent needed them, a spouse needed them, a child needed them, a neighbor needed them, a friend needed them. You're not going to be any good to these people if you're not good to yourself. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. Treat yourself to something this week. Monitor and track your emotions. Practice reaching for the next highest feeling. Raise your rates or ask for a raise. Add little joy to your life every day. And is there a course you want to take for fun and joy, or something creative that you want to do? Some tools that you can add. Eat orange natural foods and citrus foods. And wild orange, the essential oil, I put it on this morning. I put a few drops in my lotion when I was putting lotion on my hands. Wild orange is known as the oil of abundance for a reason. It puts you up into that space. Also, rose oil has the highest vibration. It measures the highest vibration, and smelling it puts you right up there. Rose with joy. Use essential oils for the sacral chakra. Bergamot for comfortability. Comfortability. Cinnamon, sexual harmony. Juniper berry, self-acceptance. Melaleuca, honor and respect. Patchouli, confidence. Wild orange, creativity and abundance. Healing crystals and oranges and moonstone. For years when I was working on emotional management, I had left a toxic marriage very young. I was suddenly a single mother with a 2-year-old and then going through a spiritual awakening while my best friend was dying. This is when I first started grabbing hold of these things, and I used a lot of moonstone and carnelian. I had so many second chakra issues. Carnelian is a very powerful stone for this chakra. Money is generated through the giving and receiving. Remember the law of giving and receiving. Are you standing knee deep in the river, giving and receiving, being the teacher and the student? Investing while also asking others to invest in you? Or are you standing on the banks of the river feeling scarcity and lack and poverty, saying, once I have everything I need, I'll step in and I'll give. Can you just give to me? And then there's not an energetic exchange. If you're doing that, catch it now. It will never benefit you. If you are over-giving while starving yourself, if you are not creating what you are made to create, if you are not expressing yourself energetically into the world, your money and lack of it will show it. Money is not a measure of your value and worth. It is a measure of the value and worth you are putting out into the world. Here's our scale of 1 to 10 again. Remember, every day you're going to mark 1 to 10, and at the end we're going to do something with all of it. On day 8, we're going to do something with all of it on a scale of 1 to 10. I experience my own needs and desires for love and pleasure powerfully and ask openly to have them met. I never feel embarrassed about my needs and feelings, even the need to feel powerful. I can be extremely open and vulnerable with people I love. I experience the world sensually and love my sexiness and sexuality on a scale of 1 to 10. Don't think about it too long, not what you wish it was, what it is in the moment. If you've ever had that where you've been at a doctor's office or you've been in the hospital and they say, rate your pain 1 to 10. It's like whatever comes through right away. So now we're going to do the meditation that we did yesterday. And we're going to inhale money and exhale lack of money. And this time we're going to do it through the sacral chakra until it becomes heavy and full. Remember, we always start by breathing into the heart. And we run our attention down through the bottom of our feet, connecting deep into the earth, the core of the earth, the heart of Mother Earth, and we wrap our roots around that crystal, and we pull that energy back up through the bottom of our feet, back up to our heart, and then we raise our awareness up, up, up to Creator, to the very heart of Creator. Creator of all that is, by whatever name you know that source energy to be. And then you pull that down and come into your heart. And now we're breathing into the sacral chakra. Take a big deep breath. We're breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. I am inhaling money. I am exhaling the lack of money. Again, I am inhaling money right into your sacral chakra. I am exhaling the lack of money. And again, I am inhaling money. I am exhaling the lack of money. I am inhaling money. I am exhaling the lack of money. And you'll do this into the sacral chakra until it becomes heavy and full. And now you can do it into the root and then into the sacral chakra. We've activated both of these. Practice with the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And then on any day, you'll learn to start checking in and see where you really need to breathe into, that you can do this practice with one chakra or go through all the chakras, depending on the length of time and what you're experiencing. Now in this same place, recall the memory and feeling of having money and put it under your feet and hold it. Close your eyes. What emotions come up for you? What were you feeling when you had money? Recalling the memory and feeling of having money and put it under your feet and hold it. Feel it in that sacral chakra, expanding your energy from relief to wonder to joy to gratitude to peace. As those emotions get bigger and bigger, at first it might just be relief. It could even be disbelief. But then how do you feel? Expand the feeling to Mother Earth and beyond, on all sides of you, above you and below you, and hold it, anchoring it into that sacral chakra. Focus your attention at the sacral. And this you can do for 17 seconds and then 68 seconds and beyond. How long can you hold it before a limiting belief or toxic emotion makes its way in, and then you try again? And you get better and better emotional management, which leads to emotional mastery. And relax. And now again, holding your arm like we did yesterday, out to the side, palm up, closing your eyes. We are gathering all the energy to support you in what we have covered today and what came up to be cleared, healed, and resolved. We are building this energy puck in the palm of our hand. Notice what you notice. Notice what you feel, think, see in your mind's eye. Just let it in. Suspend disbelief. Build this power in your hand. And when you're doing this for yourself, you can do this until it feels heavy and complete. Gathering in all the energy to support the sacral chakra and everything that we've brought up and covered today. Letting that energy really gather in your sacral chakra. Letting that energy puck form in your hand. You don't have to know what's in here. And now taking that hand and putting that energy over your sacral chakra and holding it, breathing it in, anchoring it in, feeling a solid connection staying in your body, being in your body, anchored to Mother Earth, anchored to Source, receiving that energy and knowing it is there, and so it is. And being willing to look at these fears and being willing to look at these beliefs that you concluded, I am not able, I am not worthy, I am not enough. Are you willing now to destroy and uncreate everything that's holding those in place, knowing that one key core issue and limiting belief pulled out can create a house of cards that removes those supporting energies? Are you ready to remove this house of cards coming right into your sacral chakra? Whatever it is, whether you know it consciously yet or not, Are you willing to destroy and uncreate all that is not serving you? And then allow and receive what is. And if you are, saying yes. And knowing it is so, and so it is. And now closing your eyes and breathing in, Creator, Source. Download into all those who are here now, listening and watching, who are in full agreement, who say yes. God's definition of true abundance. Just allowing and receiving that in so that it expands. Notice anywhere you're constricting and cut that loose and let it go. Expanding out, broadening your energy field so that you can attract, magnetize, and receive in all your good that you are a match to now. And as you continue to work on yourself, to continue to magnetize all that you are a match to now. Yes, yes, yes. Breathing that in, letting that settle, letting that energy work. As we finish here today, that energy is going to continue to work on you, with you, and for you. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to thoughts that come in, memories. Journal it, sit with it, think about it. Use these tools. Do these actions. And we will be back tomorrow for day 3. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up with me. Believe in this work, believe in yourself, believe in spirit, and trust the process. I welcome you to dialogue, to comment after this is posted, and we can continue to talk about it, and let me know what happens as a result of this week. Stay tuned. Thank you for all the love and hearts and likes and gratitude, and I am grateful for you. Have a great day and have a great week.